So our first video hint will be what I would think would be the most difficult part of this activity, and that is how to control the laser. So I'm going to play this again quickly. Every time I hit the space bar, the laser will shoot from the end of my spaceship. Okay, so how do I make that happen? Well, here's my first bit of code. When the green flag is pressed to start the game, I want this to happen forever because the game doesn't know when you're going to press the space bar. So inside the forever, we have if key space is pressed, and that comes from your sensing tab. Then show the laser, go to the gunship, and then it's going to repeat 30 times. And you may need to change that number depending how big your laser is. And it's going to change the Y coordinate by 10. So 30 times really quickly, it's changing the position, which moves the laser up the screen. Once it has finished that sequence of movement, it then hides the laser and waits for me to hit the space bar again. Oh, I just happened to die there. So space bar, laser goes to ship, appears, and moves on. Now there's one thing I do need to show you here. When I look at the graphics of the gunship and the laser, so if I go to the costume, I'm just going to move it out of the way here for a second so you can see. All right, see that little crosshair just above the top of my ship? That is the center graphic location of the ship. So when I tell the laser to go to the ship, it's going to that point right there. Again, see that little crosshair? I'll put my cursor right on it. It's going to that point. So that's the center graphic point of the ship. And if I go to the laser, you'll see the same thing. There's the center graphic point of the laser. So when I tell the laser to go to the ship, the laser sits right there. And that works out perfectly. All right, so back to my code for the laser. So I have all of that part working. And then when I try and play the sound, I'm doing that on a separate bit of code. And I'm doing that for a reason. If I put the play sound in here, it would delay the shot by the length of time it takes for the sound to play. So if the sound took 1 second to play, it would play the sound and then it would fire the shot. But by doing them in two separate bits of code, they happen at the same time. All right, there is your hint for the laser. You can play around with it a bit. You may have to change some of these numbers to make sure it works for your game, but it should be pretty straightforward once you get the basic idea.